Hello, good afternoon, morning, or evening, depending on the time you're watching this video. I trust this video finds you all. This a brief explanation on the mini project is. So we're just gonna dive deeply and then see the way forward here. Just touch on some pretty cool things we can discuss here. So we take online 2. We are requiring the express package, and then we are storing it in a constant variable called express. Online 2, we are requiring the mongoose package, and we are storing the required or the requested package in mongoose. On line 3, we are creating an app object from the express model we required. Yes. And on line 9, we've created a database. Yes, a MongoDB, and then we've connected the database to our server. So that's basically connected the database using the URL. Yeah. So on line 10, we've set the view engine using the EJS package. Yes. So the EJS package will help us to view the index.ejs HTML content, the create.ejs HTML content, and then the about.ejs HTML content without specifying the type, and then telling the browser, yes, we are going to read either a text or an HTML, right? We just specify the name or the name of the file, and that's also that's the content of the about.ejs. Yes, so if we were not using the EJS package, then we would have written back to the client using maybe the write method, yeah, or the read method, or in the phone you just tell them you're reading it, or you're writing what you're writing is in the form of a text or an HTTP or something of that sort. Yes, but because we're using EJS, we don't have to specify. The package takes care of everything for us. Yes, so we'll move on to explain a bit of the details on the app.js file. So now we'll move to line 16. So on line 16, we are using a static method in the express class, right? So what it basically does is that it gives you access to different folders in the different public folders in this folder or this whole package, right? So here we are using it to access any package or any file in the public folder. So here, if you check, we have only styles, right? So we can access the styles.css file in our HTML. Here you can see that we've connected our CSS to our HTML here. Yes, using href, right? And we were able to do that because of the static method we used from the express module or package. Yes, so we'll now move on to the app.js use URL encoded, which is what extended is what true. So this is also used to get some content that we require, right, from the website. So in this form, we're having something that we call what create EJS. So this create EJS takes an inquiry from the students. Like, we take your name, we take your ID number, then we take your consent, right? So that's what we are basically going to store in the database. Yes, so we take your name, your ID, then your consents, and then we are able to write this to the database because of what this encoding style we've used. So we can just say yeah, we want the body of the HTML, and then it brings what was submitted by the user. Yes, so we're able to use this this body down here. Hold on a bit. Request body down here because of what the encoding method what we've used up there. Yes, so from there then we'll go to app.use request, a form of response, then next. So after we are checking after the client makes a request, right? Then we check it up, and then we check the path and a whole lot, then we move to the next process, right? So if we don't do that after the app checks all those things, right, the other lines of code will not read. So you use the next keyword to what, or the next parenthesis to tell the browser, yes, there are other codes down there that should be processed. So the browser reads, or the lines below are read and then assessed. Yes, so that's just what it means. So we go to app.get. Yes, so this is also used to, so on your browser you can do basically two things. Oh, not two things, but mostly two things, right? You can get a response, you can send a request, right, and you can get a response. Yes, and if you are on the server side, you can either post, you can delete, you can update, right, some contents of what your database or something. Yeah, so here we are just basically saying that if the user makes what a request, right, which is what a get request, and they want to see our home page, that's the root, right, then we render this to the user. And what is this? That is what index, and then the title should what home, right? So when we go to index, you see a whole HTML in there, right? A whole HTML in there. Yes, and what is it doing? Because of the EJS, we don't specify the path and then a whole lot, right? So you just key in the name, and then the package takes care of the rest for you. Yes, so your worry here is just basically to create the HTML document. Yes, so that's how it is. Yes, aside I will go to another get request where the client makes a get request, right? And what do they want? They want our about, right? So if you go to the about, right, about tab, right, then we will render, right? So if you see res, that's also response. So you make a request and we give you that what response. That's response dot render, right? We're able to use all these because of what packages that we've installed in our module. Yeah, so that's why we're able to use render in a whole lot. If not, we would have used something like write or read or something. Then we'll specify the headers and all those. You tell the browser, yeah, what is coming in. An HTML, whether it's a raw text or something, yeah. So that's basically it. Then after that we go to so if you visit our about, then we give you what we render the about what web page, right, which is also here, which is also purely what HTML, yeah. So that's the about page, yes. So if you make a student create, right, request, right, if you want to create a student, like if you're a student and you want to go add your consents, right, then you do that by going to student create, right. So if you use that route or if you make that request, then we render what create web HTML to you. This will take your name, your ID, then your consents. Then after you submit the form to the server. So the server will now use your information or the information you sent to the database we've created. Yeah. So we have another. So that one too, it says the title to what create a student. Yes. So here, right, this way we take the users data and then put the data in our database, right? So you're saying what app.post, if you visit what create and then you make a request, right, then we're saying that we are creating a student object from that database we created, right? Then from that database we created, and then we are passing what the request body. What's the request body? The request body is the answers that the user keyed in when we asked for their name, their ID, their blah 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 blah, their consents, and a whole lot, right? So that is basically what we are saying here, and we are able to use this because of the encoding we did on top there, right? Because we're able to encode the body, the whole packet, the whole response. That was sent to the server, right, by the user. Yes. And then after that we go to app.use. Yes. So that one also outputs an error, right? If the user visits a a wrong tab, right? Like if you visit a tab that is not in our home page, right, then it gives you this error which is purely HTML2. Yes, so that's just it. So if you visit um any yeah, if you try accessing any website that's not on our page, right, then we'll give you what a forward error. So basically that's how the whole thing is running under the hood, and this is our CSS yes properties to style up the various HTML, and then we have our about, which is purely HTML. We have our create.cjs, which is also purely HTML, and then we have our index.js, which is also purely what HTML. Yes, so that's how the whole app is running under the hood. Yes. So this is just a simple app, and then it was pretty well able to add students' consent to a database. Yes. So thank you very much for your time. I hope you enjoyed this video. Yes, I look forward to interacting with you again. Yes, it was great. Yeah. All right. So I look forward to seeing you again. All right. Bye. Take care.